Hi, I'm Ben Llewellyn-Jones. I'm the Business and International Policy Director at the IPO. I am on loan to the IPO from the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office. I'm a diplomat and I've actually spent the last 12, almost 13 years living in Africa. And what attracted me to the IPO is a really interesting set of policy work that the IPO does, both domestically but also internationally. And also the really good reputation that people have told me about, which is true, about the kind of people who work here. I've worked for the civil service for quite some time, and prior to working in the Foreign Office, I actually worked in the Home Office on international policy and European policy. Spent about 4.5 years working in Brussels. So my career has been checkered with different work around policy, international engagement, multinational engagement. I was actually born and lived about 1.5 miles away from the IPO, although I moved to London for work, but coming back home has been really, really nice. So we're really enjoying that as a family, and it's been a really good part of coming back to the UK and starting work in a very different environment. So I've been at the IPO only a few short months, but there's been a number of highlights. I mean, the first thing I'd say is that people are genuinely very welcoming and very friendly, and colleagues have been incredibly generous, not least with their expertise, but also in welcoming me into the organisation. And that's been a real highlight to be honest. The second thing has been seeing the scale and reach the IPO has, not least in my area. So on the international side, the work we do on free trade agreements, but also bilaterally. On the ecosystem side, the reach we have with SMEs, and on the education side, the work we're doing with higher education institutes, and then the really interesting policy work we're doing on standard essential patents and also IP finance. So I've really enjoyed the range and diversity of the work. And then thirdly, as an international director, I've had the opportunity to do just a little bit of travel and to see that reach and impact in practice. So I was in Brussels and then India. I'm going to go to China and hopefully Geneva fairly soon. And really to understand how the IPO works in practice in those places has been a real privilege. But yeah, I'll come back to the people. Great people working in a great place. I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. In terms of the projects that I've been working on, in terms of the work focus at the moment, I think everyone knows the engagement around free trade agreements has been quite intense, and those are quite sensitive negotiations. That's been really interesting. The UK-India free trade agreement that we're working on has been really important priority for government. I think secondly, looking at some of the work we do to support SMEs has been really, really fascinating, and just trying to make sure we have the impact we want and have the impact the SMEs need. But to be honest, across the range of policy areas I work on, I've really enjoyed it, and I've really enjoyed being a member of the IPO board as well, because you get to see the range of business and work and the challenges, but also the opportunities that we have as an organisation, and that's again a real privilege and also a responsibility I take very seriously. So in terms of future priorities, I mean, there's so much I'm still learning. So I think the learning curve is intense, and there's a lot of different areas I want to dig into. I really enjoyed, for example, spending a bit of time with some of the patent examiners looking at what they do in practice, and I think there's more I can do like that just to really ground me in the very, very complicated, important detail of IP. But secondly, for me, I really want to make sure that we have the maximum reach possible on the international side. I think we have excellent reach, I'm sure. But there's always more we can do. So it's really, really important to me that through the team and through our network of attachés, but also through the Foreign Commonwealth Development Office missions, we really have that reach. And then thirdly, on the UK ecosystem side, I'm really, really keen that we really push on with the work we're doing to support innovative SMEs. And so, you know, not new, because all these things have been worked on for some time, and I'm really fortunate to be building on excellent work that's been done. But that's where I really see some of the value that I can add. And then on the board, there's so much happening across the organisation on culture, on how we work and support people to develop. And I'm really keen to be a key part of that too. I think it's important as a board member that I can work with people, be approachable around those issues, and also really show and model leadership around those issues. So really keen to lend my support to the work being done there and to be a visible face for that, which I hope I can be.